Are you unsure on how to use some of these new Pokemon competitively? Well, allow me to lend you a helping hand. Hey guys, today we're going to be going over Arboliva. If you know how to say this Pokemon's name, please leave a comment down below because I cannot figure this out for the life of me. Now this Pokemon is the evolution of Smoliv, and it's a grass normal type, which I believe before this was only exclusive to Swordsbuck. I could be wrong there, but my mind isn't remembering any others. I really like this Pokemon's design. I actually find it pretty cool and I'm a big fan. When we take a look at this Pokemon's stats, something stands out to us immediately, and that is the special stats. Now, the special defense is pretty solid, but that special attack of 125 is only 10 points less than the terrifying Fluttermane. Being grass normal is pretty interesting. You don't really gain any advantages from normal other than the ghost immunity, which I guess is pretty big in the current metagame, but gaining that weakness to fighting types really doesn't help you too much. Now, if you look at the other stats, the attack is pretty low, which is fine. We're not going to be using that anyway. And the speed is really low as well, but this actually gives you an advantage in Trick Room. For those that don't know, when Trick Room is set, it makes the slower Pokemon go first. So having a really low speed stat like this is actually a benefit to a Pokemon like this. And having that low attack stat is pretty good as well. Taking less damage from things like Confusion and Foul Play when you're not using the attack stat anyway is really beneficial for a Pokemon. Now the HP of 78 and the defense of 90 is pretty solid. We can work with this. This Pokemon is pretty underrated and can do some pretty cool things. I have walled Mini Dondozo with this Pokemon. I find this Pokemon pretty incredible. I know it's competing with Amoonguss, which is why it's probably not seeing that much play, but it's a really solid Pokemon. It gets two really good abilities, one of them being its own unique ability in Seed Sower. Seed Sower is really cool. Whenever you take damage, you will set the grassy terrain. This is actually really good. I've used this to switch in on moves and get rid of psychic terrains from the enemies to be able to use those priority moves. There's even been times where I've used this to boost up the damage of my Terra Grass Palafin. This Pokemon has so much potential, and being able to get up terrain every time you're hit is really powerful. Now, Grassy Surge is probably a better ability, but this lets you win those terrain wars that you wouldn't be able to win with Grassy Surge. Then we have the other ability, which is Harvest, and Harvest is actually a really good ability as well. Having the ability to eat your berry again and again in the sun is quite a big deal. This was something that was really cool in Executor back in the day, and I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out in the future metas of Scarlet and Violet. Let's dive into the first set. Now, this one is one I've been running myself, and it was a little different in the beginning. We maximize our HP to get more bulk out of the defenses because we can see that our special bulk is pretty good already. We then put 188 EVs into our defense. This helps us live a lot of notable hits. We can take a Flare Blitz from a max attack Arcanine. We can take a Terra Blast from a +1 Terra Flying Gyarados. This Pokemon can definitely absorb some damage, and Garchomp is something that doesn't want to go toe-to-toe with this thing. You take like less than 30% from Earthquake. Now the EVs into special attack are for things like 2-hit KO and Golden Go with Earth Power. We also have enough to guarantee that we will always break the substitute of Dondozo. We're running a relaxed nature to kind of maximize the defense here. Now we're running Terra Water because it's a really good defensive Terra on grass types. And the main reason is honestly something like Torkoal. If Torkoal hits Eruption, we go Terra Water and we take barely anything from that move, hitting it back with an Earth Power and making the damage just less and less for the rest of our team. This kind of bulk paired with Leftovers and Seed Sower giving us healing from the grassy terrain makes this Pokemon really difficult to remove from the field. I've had some games go to timer with this set. Now we're running Leech Seed because this helps our healing a lot more. If you Leech Seed both enemy opponents and play around Protect well with Leftovers and grassy terrain, you will be healing to full over and over again, and the enemy can't really deal with you unless they have really strong super effective damage. Now, in the next slot here, I used to have Strength Sap, which was overkill. You could not be taken down by physical attackers at all. The problem there, though, is the rise of the substitute Dondozo, and I couldn't touch the thing when I was built to counter it. So Energy Ball is here to make sure that we always break that substitute and we can just beat that Pokemon in the 1v1. We have Earth Power there, as I mentioned, for things like Torkoal and Goldengo, and just things that Energy Ball can't really hit. I've had a lot of success with this set, and probably one of my favorite ones to play. Now let's get on to the next set, and this is the Assault Vest set. This one's actually a really good set and really fun to play. We've maximized our health here, and as we have good special bulk and we're running the Assault Vest, we've put most of our points into defense. Now you may notice there's a few more points in special attack this time around, and that's because on this set we're actually running at Giga Drain. It has less base power than Energy Ball, so if we want to hit those same kind of calcs, we have to run a little bit more special attack. Now this set lacks the recovery of Leech Seed, but it has the beauty of Seed Sower's Grassy Terrain and Giga Drain to heal you up quite a lot. Not to mention Hyper Voice for spread stab, Earth Power to hit those steel and fire types you can't really hit well with those moves, and then Pollen Puff. Now Pollen Puff is really great because this is a base 90 bug move. You will hit opposing grass types super effectively, and you'll also be able to heal up your allies. Pollen Puff, when you target an ally, will heal that ally for 50% of its health. This is a really good move in double battles. I'm once again going with Terra Water on this set as it's just a really good defensive type, but you can pretty much go whatever you really want here. Terra Grass is actually pretty good on this set. It will give you a lot more healing from Giga Drain. Now we get on to what is probably the spiciest set on this entire list, and that is the Terra Fire Weather Ball Harvest set. Now, this is so unbelievably fun, I can't even explain it to you. You get this Pokemon under Trick Room, you get in the sun, and you fire off max special attack, energy balls, hyper voices, Terra Fire Weather Balls. As I mentioned earlier, you only have 10 less base special attack than Flutter Mane. This can pack quite a punch. We maximize HP here. This is probably not the most efficient. We could probably find a better ground here. A bit of defense and a bit of health would probably give you the best all-around bulk, but this makes you pretty tanky, and it's worked so far with the things that I've been testing. The beauty of having Citrus Berry in the sun is at the end of every turn, you'll find that berry again, meaning if you get low, you'll heal up in no time. This set is really powerful, and people really just don't expect it. It's probably the most fun way to play this Pokemon. I highly recommend it. Speaking of harvest sets, this is a more defensive harvest set. I don't know how much I really love this one, but I was trying it out, and it definitely gives good results. We're running max HP and max defense with a sassy nature to get the best all-around bulk. We're running Strength Sap to lower the attack of enemies and to heal us up quite significantly. We have Helping Hand to support our teammates and Dazzling Gleam for good spread damage. Originally I was trying out Hyper Voice. The problem is that you're unable to touch ghost types. Having moves that can hit everyone is really important, especially when you want to sit there and pester and break things like Focus Ashes. We have Protect there as well to keep you nice and safe, and Citrus Harvest again in the sun, keeping you nice and healthy and keeping you on the board. This is a really solid support Pokemon. Now you could try this exact set with Seed Sower and have pretty much the same results. I was just trying it on a team where I was running Earthquake, so I didn't want to run Grassy Terrain to kind of get in the way of that. I actually opted for Terra Grass on this set because Amoonguses are really annoying, and just being able to not be spored is lovely. It's lovely. Terra Grass is actually pretty strong. But you could also go for Terra Fairy if you wanted to fire off some stab Dazzling Gleams and get a bit more damage out of this build. Now this is the build that I was running in singles, and this wall is so incredibly frustrating. This Pokemon already has some really good special bulk, as we mentioned earlier, so we maximize the bulk in the health and the defenses, and we run it Strength Sap to lower the enemy's attack stat, Leech Seed to give us healing off the enemy, Giga Drain to heal us even more off the enemy. And honestly, I was running Synthesis in the last slot, but that was overkill and completely unnecessary. You can run Hyper Voice to just chip away things that are other grass types, because you can't really hit them well with the other moves. We have Leftovers on there as well with Seed Sower for just more and more healing, and this thing is so hard to remove. I've had a lot of fun playing this Pokemon. I wish I could say its name properly, that would be pretty cool, but having fun with all these different sets has been such a great time, and I hope you guys enjoy them yourselves. Let me know in the comments below, which kind of sets have you been running on this Pokemon? How do you say this Pokemon's name, because I cannot figure it out? And let me know if you plan to give any of these sets a try. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.